Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Well, my last episode, I spoke about some issues with the Oakland Coliseum and the African American Sports and Entertainment Group taking over the Oakland Coliseum issue. Uh, and there's a lot of water and drainage issues in the neighborhood. I know I live in the neighborhood, and I'm about 2 blocks away from the Oakland Coliseum. We have flooding issues, constant flooding issues in the neighborhood during the winter. We have pipe breakages. In fact, we had a major pipe breakage on the property of Creative Wood before they closed out, and that it took a full day to make the repair, but then testing it for the long term, because this was a major pipe. This was an 8-inch main line that supplies water to the neighborhood and also the hydrants that burst on the property. So there are a lot of old pipes, and one of the things that I want to say about old pipes, because a story came up not that long ago about Frick Junior High School and Oakland McClimate's High School, or Junior High School, and Frick Junior High School. Frick Junior High School I attended back in 1972 through 1975 uh, as a student, and there's been lead in the water at the school, at both of those schools, but now they've contained the lead issue. But one of the things that I want to talk about is that these are old buildings, and old buildings, some of them are go back so old that they use lead joints to join the pipes, and that was common also throughout the city of Oakland on EB mud uh, water lines. But here's the thing. Oakland has pretty much replaced all of the freshwater lines throughout the city of Oakland. That's the good news. And so we don't have to worry about lead yoakum joints in the old piping. In some of the big main lines, there may still be some of that. But in your 8-inch lines, which come into your home, your businesses, not so much. You're not going to be lead in that, and that was always a big concern. Even when I was homeless, I made sure that I had, when I gathered water from the hydrant, the filter that I used was able to remove the lead from the water. So anyway, one of the things I wanted to mention about Frick Junior High, this is in its current iteration. This is the third. No, this is the second building. Uh, uh, Here's the story. I looked up the history on Frick Junior High, and it was part of Oakland where there was a real big need for a junior high school because the area was growing, and so uh, an Oakland resident named Walter P. Frick donated the entire property that the Frick Junior High School sits on. He donated that to the school to create a school for the city of Oakland. And in 1927, the first modern building went up and was created. But here's the thing. In 1953, that very same building was deemed uh, earthquake. It was not earthquake safe, and buildings had to comply to an earthquake standard. And because they didn't build it to the earthquake standards that suddenly came into play, um, uh, that the building was deemed unsafe, and so a new building had to be put in place. And here's uh, so in 1953, the school was deemed not earthquake safe. 1957, groundbreaking uh, the groundbreaking ceremonies for the new school. The current Frick Junior High building that is in place was constructed. And in 1960, my birth year, it opened for education for the first time. And the older school that was not earthquake safe was raised before the school year. So that's the history of Frick Middle School, Frick Junior High School, and now it's Frick Middle Language School. It's a charter school now. So there's old pipes. Back then, they didn't use copper for the piping. They used steel, galvanized steel, typically, uh, and that was the standard. And back in my days when I attended Frick Junior High, only time when I really went to the water fountain was between classes to get a quick sip of water, or right after PE. That was the only time I ever drank from the fountains, because uh, most of us back then, for 25 cents, we could get a large cup of um, orange juice out of the machine, uh, and fresh juices out of the machine was more common, and there was always a huge lineup on the juice machine. We didn't have soda machines back then, and I'm still not wanting soda machines on campus. The juice machines were good, but there does need to be some additional options, some good options for drinking. But water, the piping is old, and fortunately, like I said at the top of the this video, that they have addressed that. They have uh, rectified that water fountain water outlet that was contaminated with lead. So lead is still prevalent and present in a lot of things, especially if you have an older home that was created under old rules. My Grand Lake home was purchased, or was created back in 1917, was when it was first moved in. And that pipe, when I went through that home, when I went through remodeling from top to bottom, it was all galvanized steel pipe. And there was a tremendous amount of rust. So lead is one thing. Then the other thing you have to worry about is drinking rust that comes out of your water pipe. So it behooves you to update your home. The city of Oakland is pretty much safe. Since 2007, EB Mud embarked on a project to replace all the water piping in residential areas throughout the city of Oakland, top to bottom. And the EB Mud has just this summer finished down here in the flatlands, just next to the industrial zone. And how do I know that? Because if you want to see the pipe that went into the old pipe, that to reline the old piping, you can actually still see it. There's still a stack of blue certain PVC pipe that EB Mud used to reline all of the old pipe. And it's still some left at the very end of 71st Avenue, just before Holly. So it's interesting. Your water is much safer now than it was in the past. Uh, there's still a lot of old buildings. This is why a lot of our schools need to be replaced, because of the old plumbing and the old piping, the old heating systems, the old air conditioning systems, the old electrical systems. New buildings have to be put up. And I'm the only one, if you consider me for your next Oakland mayor, I have the only plan to help bring new buildings into the city of Oakland to help keep our children and our future safe. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.